Hi, I am Kager on two wheels, and today I'm going to test ride the Kawasaki Z400. So, actually it's not today, I'm going to do it for the next few days, thanks to Ramamoto, which lent me the bike for several days. Awesome guys. As a reminder, my last test ride was on this one, which I also crashed. Oops, let's try not to do that to this one. And what is this? This is the brand new Z400, a completely new bike, and it is not an evolution to the Z300. It's new, different, everything is different. New engine, new chassis, it's a brand new thing. So, front to back. Tire sizes are the 110, 150 you should be expecting. I think it is 150. I'm not being able to read it because it's not on. Swing arm is a very basic square swing arm. It has a nice finish and high quality finish, but it's just a basic swing arm. The exhaust looks great with the catalyst here underneath the bike, and the silencer, that huge thing due to Euro and Euro 4. The rest of the bike, single disc brake at the front, disc brake at the rear, ABS on both wheels, full LED headlamps, which look pretty cool. That's how you do it, Kawasaki. Very nice. Finally, LED headlamps for your naked bike. Full halogen indicators. That's not how you do it, Kawasaki. Seriously, it is time to go full LED on the indicator, since you already have LEDs in the taillight assembly. But I understand this is the same part as that bike and as that bike and as that bike. Oh, not on that one. Cost saving, but come on, seriously, it's time to move on. LEDs. Okay. So other than that, it's not much. It's just a naked 400. What would you expect? What I was not expecting is to have this great dash lifted straight from its bigger sister, the Z650, with an onboard computer and all. Very complete. And I liked it on the Z650, and I think I'm going to enjoy it on this one. After all, it is the same. But as with all naked bikes, what matters is how does it go. So let's see. The test track, 45 horsepower. Let's see how this goes. Hang on, no, let's go like this. As you can see, it is no slouch. This is a top-of-the-line Class A2 engine, meaning it has 45 horsepower, not the 48 it should be able to do, but that's because the A2 license also has a little tag for power to weight, and since this only weighs 167 kilograms, it cannot have the full 48 horsepower. Exactly the same thing that happens to the Duke 390. So this feels pretty darn fast, and for a beginner it will feel awesome. And it does. It's easy to ride at low speeds, but then when you want, you shift down twice and you roll throttle and this happens. Don't be fooled by but it's only a 400. No, this is a 48 horsepower bike, or 45 in this case. Okay, this is the same power to weight ratio, or maybe even more than the competition, the CB 500 XF and R, or CBR 500R. This goes as fast as the CBR 500R, if not even faster. It goes as fast as the Duke 390, if not even faster, but the differences will be minute. Okay, so yeah, it's not just a 400. No, this is a Class A2 bike, competition, direct competition to the Honda 500 range. Okay, with that out of the way, let's keep going. And so, being an A2 licensed bike, it is supposedly designed for your regular 18-year-old who just got his license, and so he can only ride all the way up to this. And on that, it's like this. Between this and the Ninja 400, so this review can be done on both, basically. The only difference is the clip-ons and the fairings. That's it. It's the whole same bike underneath. and that is immediately felt as you sit on it, because your knees are nearly touching your chin. You're crouched over as if you're going to take a dump in the woods. Seriously, the foot pegs are very high up. The bike is very low, so it's really easy to reach the ground, which is a good thing for a new rider, with a very sporty position, which is cool for a young bloke, so he'll feel like Rossi on it. And it's got, for some reason, a slipper clutch. I don't quite get why you need a slipper clutch on a 45 horsepower bike, but it does allow you to be a bit ham-fisted with the clutch and nothing much happens, so maybe it's to aid rider friendliness. But I'm not complaining, it's actually, I like it, it's a good idea. It's very easy to shift down with not much of an issue, even if you're ham-fisted about it. See? Nothing happens, it just shakes a little bit. Cornering, oh man, this is nice. It already has enough power to allow you to power out of turns. Again, it's the A2 class license. It's quite stable on cornering. Look, nothing moves. Usually naked bikes are nervous on cornering, and this is a relatively nervous bike, but nothing much happens here. The rear ABS taking a while to trigger, allowing the bike to slide a bit, is, well, I'll say it like this, it's bad, but it's good. It's bad because that's not how an ABS is supposed to work. It's not supposed to do this. Hey, no, I didn't. It does every now and then. It's not supposed to make the bike wobbly, but on the other hand, it does teach a new rider. It will scare the craps out of a new rider, okay? Or, whoa, hang on, that didn't come out right. It will, I tried to say at the same time, it will scare the pants out of a new rider, and I also said it will scare the crap out of a new rider. Therefore, makes it two words, and that's how it goes. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. He's going to get in full panic mode when he brakes with only his rear wheel and the bike goes sideways and all shaky. And then the ABS activates and everything is fine again. So he will quickly learn not to press that pedal with all his might and start using the front brake, which is actually good, okay? It also gives it a lot of fun doing that. That makes the bike quite a lot of fun. Not only can you squeak the brakes or the tire, but you can also do something like this. Now I wasn't leaning very much. I don't want to do this at 60 kph, okay? This is to be done at like 30. Like in a slow turn, not that. But it does make the bike fun. Like this. And see? It just goes all woo! Sometimes you can slide it more, sometimes you can slide it less. It gives you about 3/10 of a second of fun while you're braking. Or panic if you're a newer rider. So that's a good school. The front brake is great. It works perfectly fine. It's a single disc brake, but in this horsepower range you can deal with it. It's manageable. Top speed's around 175 or something. Let's try braking. See? Fine. It's fine. Of course, suspension here suffers a lot because this is a really, really bad pavement. Wanna see what happens when you trigger ABS on this? Ugh. Damn it. Okay, that's red. I'm going to stop. Brake with the rear. I have to brake with the front because it doesn't really run a brake like this. Really freaking stupid. I hate this part. But it does give the suspension quite a workout. And it does allow me to see the differences. The Z1000 just went through this like it was pavement. It was awesome. This one, not so much. Then again, it's not. No, it's. This is a very sporty suspension. Again, this is the Ninja 400. okay? Minus the fairings and clip-ons. And I'm not even sure the Ninja 400 actually has clip-ons. It might not have. It might actually be this with fairings, because it does feel like a Ninja 400. And of course, when you throttle up, this wonderful air intake sound kicks in, and it just sounds lovely. With a proper exhaust, it'll sound lovely front and back, like this. Did you see the slipper clutch? Oh shoot. I'm gonna brake here because I want to do these turns fast, and those two are not gonna let me. And I'm gonna have to go. Let's go. This is a seriously fun bike. It's quite light and it feels light. It's very nervous. The handlebars they don't look wide, but they feel wide. When I'm going in between traffic, these handlebars feel wide and they feel like they give you good leverage. Might be illusion because of their positioning and you're a bit on top of them, but they're wide, and so you can muscle the bike around easily. Again, user friendliness. You can go counter steering on this, but for a beginner you can just push them down and it will go, okay? Because the handlebars are so wide, you have enough leverage to push the bike down like an idiot. At least until you learn how to do it, but you can just do it kind of like this. It works. It's not the way you're supposed to do it, but it's the way some people do it wrongly, and it helps them learn. So this is a beginner's bike, and for a more experienced guy, it's a fun bike, because all the things that make beginners respect the bike, it's just pure fun if you know what you're doing. Kind of like how I'm beginning to know what I'm doing. So the rear sliding, that's fun. The nervousness of it liking to tilt left and right, that's a lot of fun. But then when you tilt it, it stays there, which is difficult to manage from an engineering point of view. And so hats off to Kawasaki to do that, an agile bike that is stable on corners, because if they're agile, they're not stable. They're mutually exclusive. It's really hard to find a good intermediate, and this is it. This is a good intermediate. I quite enjoy it. Now let's brake and go rounds. Let's here, go, turn. Did you see it sliding? And it's light enough that it's not actually intimidating. At first it feels a bit intimidating because the bike does feel big. It has that big bike feel, which is great. But it's not really that heavy. Let's see if I can wheelie this in first gear, just power wheelie. It should have enough power. Not here. 3, 2, 1. That was a lot more than I expected. That was a bit scary. I wasn't expecting this. But yeah, it does power wheelie in first. A lot. Again, it's fun. I really need to learn how to do wheelies properly. I really do. This time it just lifted so much, I just stood up and pushed down like, no, 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 you're not going anywhere. Let's see fast turns now. Highway-wise, it's fine, stable, no issues. Obviously, wind protection is non-existent. And because of the hunched over position, which comes from the Ninja part of it, you do see the dash, which is not very common. On a naked bike you're usually sitting more upright, so you don't really see the dash. It's somewhere between your knees. But this one, since this is the Ninja 400 also, the instruments are a bit in your face, so you do see the instruments. Price is the same as the Versus 300X, so that's an option if you don't quite like this. and I think it's perfectly normal for the range. It's a cheap, low-cc bike for fun. And it does have a lot of fun in it. That was a bit tighter than I wanted, but I seriously melted that one up. It's a very forgiving bike. Except for the braking thing, but I think that's designed for fun and to scare newbies. It's a very forgiving bike. That was a fast run, and it feels fast too. I like it quite a lot. For example, the Versus 1000, which I tried a few days ago, is faster than this. It's much faster than this, obviously, but it doesn't feel as fast because you're behind all that fairing, all that windscreen, and the whole thing is very filtered by all the electronics, so it feels very sedate, very calm, which is the point. It's a long tourer. It's not supposed to tire you. This feels way faster than that. Feels way more exciting, which is the whole point. Do I have fuel? Range 42. Oh, I have fuel. Good thing about these small displacement bikes, they don't use much fuel. However, the way I've been riding this one, it's been using as much fuel as my Tracer 700. So yeah, that's how I have been using it, abusing it, seriously. One last note about tires. Am I still recording? I am. Battery's running out. These Dunlop tires, they take a while to warm up, so be careful. Don't go out of your house and just throttle it, because that's not going to end well. They need a couple of kilometers to actually work properly. I should have leaned out of the bike, to be honest. And brake lean insert, no. This turn is very deceptive. It's way wider at the entrance than it looks. Look how lovely this sounds. And this is the fun of the small displacement bikes. I'm in 5th gear and I'm only doing 110 kilometers per hour, not miles. So I'm doing like 60 miles per hour. So I'm having fun, but I'm not yet reaching splatter speeds. I'm reaching, oh my god, that really hurts speeds, or call an ambulance speeds, not the morgue please speed, okay? So you can have fun and be relatively safe. Just the whole cool thing about that, I have a very special place in my heart for these smaller displacement bikes. However, this isn't quite a smaller displacement bike. It is only a 400, but this is actually a 50 horsepower machine. Again, little asterisk, not 50, it's got 45, but it's so light that it feels like as if it has more. So I'll call it the 50 horsepower class, where the CBR 500R also sits, okay? Suspension is not adjustable, unlike some of the competition, but it works fine. You don't really need it. And why are you stopped in the middle of freaking nowhere? Oh, that's smart. You're stopped in the middle of nowhere, facing the sun, to make sure people ram you. That's a good one. Good one. Haven't seen that in a long time. So what is this bike? This is the Kawasaki A2 top of the line class bike, a very, very pure motorcycle. The bare minimum in terms of electronics to shield you from your own stupidity, which is basically the legal mandatory of ABS and very little else. Standard suspension, it's not even inverted. It's very uncomplicated, very simple, but very, very, very good and a lot of fun. What is it that you want from bikes again? Yeah, thought so. And it doesn't cost a fortune. So that's it, the Kawasaki Z400, which is also, in case you didn't know, The Kawasaki Z400. By the way, at least on this one, the neutral is stupidly hard to find. Look at this. Okay, this time it went, but now it's stuck here. But seriously, getting neutral, especially if you're rolling, let's say you're rolling to a stop and you're in second gear and you want to put neutral while you're still rolling and then stop. It's now impossible. It's I'm not sure if it's the whole bike or it's just this one, but it's really hard. But once you're stopped, it's fine. It's a pretty cool machine. That's it. Cager out. Let's do a little demo of a slipper clutch. Let's hear a slipper clutch working. Hang on. Here we go. Like this. Did you see it? Again. Let's wait for the straight. Now. It goes wham! Then it engages. So yeah, that is a slippy clutch.